I saw, I mean, it's become kind of a meme at this point. You know, and I think there's audio for it. You know, like the hardest thing about the Trump years is not learning, I don't know who our enemies are. It's learning the things that we've learned about our friends and family who have become Trump supporters, and watching what they have done to themselves in their moronic devotion to this corpulent, globulous protuberance of a human being. And that, you know, I've struggled mightily over the last decade with the proliferation of stupid in this country. And I mean, it's like stupidity has become, you know, an admired trait on the right, being just dumb and gullible, along with cruelty. And you know, we saw the meme videos that like women in the South were making following the election. We're like, you know, I've heard that, you know, liberal women from the North are going to come down and beat us up. Like, all of us normies were like, huh? What? And they started making like TikTok videos, you know, showing like the little things that they carry their firearms in, as they were like fantasizing about hordes of, you know, blue-haired baristas coming down into Mobile, Alabama or something to beat the shit out of Southern women who voted for Donald Trump, which of course never happened. And it was never, nobody ever threatened to do that. But it's like, they just get their talking points and they make these videos. And they, you know, they always have like very dramatic music playing, and it's got a filter, and they make it in black and white, and, you know, it's very dramatic and cinematic, and, you know. And the one I'm seeing now, which I think is a combination, it's like, it's a week ago tomorrow that we bombed Iran. And so the one that I've seen now is, you know, neckbeards and women from the South. They're making these videos where they're just like, or they're kind of going, And Phil Collins in the air tonight. Music is playing in the background, you know, very dramatically. And there are words on the screen. And it says news, Iranian sleeper cells are activating throughout the South. And then underneath that, it says something like, I've been training my entire life for this. I will protect my family and myself, and I don't take threats lightly. And how fucking ridiculous are these people? And is there no one in their lives? Is there literally no one in their lives who like pulls them aside and says, hey, yeah, I saw your TikTok. You look like a moronic idiot. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen you do on the interwebs. You should really take that down, because you just clowned yourself so hard. You've trained your entire life to take on Iranian sleeper cells in Mississippi. And they're just like, with their Oakleys and their backwards baseball hat. I saw a fucking housewife post one of these videos. I've been training my entire life for this. Okay, Lucinda. Jesus Christ. It's like, and that's the thing that I've struggled the most with, I think, personally, over the last decade, specifically during the last election and election cycle, is the sheer numbers of people in this country who objectively are complete morons. They are the stupidest segment of society that this country has ever been saddled with in its entire history. They're just the dumbest people I've ever encountered in my life. And it's like, that's not even an insult. That's just like, that is an empirical observation. We see these people every day on This Week, and I'm just like, how does that person even tie their shoes? How do they like go to work and interact with other people in between all of their training to take on Iranian sleeper cells in the Florida Panhandle or in remote Oklahoma, or the famous Iranian sleeper cells of Arkansas? It's just like, what the fuck, man? It's like, do you think that there are like warehouses where Iranian sleeper cells like live in a corner in the dark and never venture out and interact with other people in the public, and nobody like spots them or anything? And then, like, you know, the Ayatollah Khamenei like looks into a TV camera and says bagel, and that like clicks the thing in their brain, and then they're all like, it's time to go. It's just, they're so incredibly dumb. They are so incredibly dumb, and they reproduce, and they vote, and they buy shit from Donald Trump's website, and they pray every night while they read their leather-bound, autographed Trump Bible that includes the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and the Bill of Rights. And up on the wall hangs an NFT that has a little tiny square of fabric from the suit that Donald Trump wore during his fake assassination in Butler, Pennsylvania. And they have a little altar. And then they make TikTok videos. They make TikTok videos. It's those people that we're not going to survive. Yeah, in the last election, Trump got 77 million votes. Kamala Harris got like 77.5 million votes. 90 million voters stayed home who were eligible. And we've hit a point in this country where I think there are solid majorities of people who are just objectively too stupid to function in society. And there's definitely a strong majority of eligible voters who just don't give a shit one way or the other. They don't fucking care. It's more than a third of eligible voters. They just don't give a shit. And democracy, constitutional republic, whatever you want to call it, it requires participation, active participation of an educated electorate. And we don't have anything remotely close to that in this country. We are a nation of fucking idiots. And all of them, they all think that they're the smartest person in the room simultaneously. I envy the level of confidence these people have. It's quite stunning. I mean, they think they know more about everything than everybody because they watched a video on YouTube. I mean, I asked in my last video, it's like, how do we fix this country? What the fuck does that even look like? We can't fix it with these fucking yokels hanging around. They're never going to have an aha moment where they're like, oh shit, I was wrong about that whole Trump thing. Damn, wow, who knew? That's never coming. They're never going to rejoin polite society ever again. This is not going to occur, ever. Anyway, apart from that, I hope everybody has a fun, safe, and amazing weekend. Hope that helps.